WLBT, 3 on your side. WLBT News starts now.
We are on your side this Wednesday morning with a look at some of the top stories we're following today. Right now, Jackson police are looking for several suspects involved in a string of burglaries. What to look out for straight ahead.
Members of Congress, the state of our union is strong.
And later, lawmakers react to President Trump's State of the Union address, including several from Mississippi. What they said coming up.
We start with First Alert traffic and weather together. Take a live look outside at I-55 at Woodrow Wilson Avenue. And no problems here, no problems anywhere in the metro area. No closures, no accidents, nothing to slow you down if you've got to head out early today. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Wilson Stripling.
And I'm Symphony Privet. We are taking a live look from our tower in Natchez this morning, where we are approaching warmer than average temperatures for the day. Let's check in with First Alert meteorologist Patrick Ellis for more.
69 degrees right now in Natchez as you're heading out the door in Adams County, and you get the idea. A very warm start to your morning across the region as we get started here. 68 in Jackson. Southerly breezes flowing here around 10 miles per hour, and that's actually helping to preclude the fog development. So that's good news there. So we're not having to deal with that as an added bonus to your morning commute. And also no rain showers either, at least for right now. Could have a couple of showers possible as we head towards the latter portion of the day. As far as the school day forecast, getting the kids to the bus stop, getting yourself off to work, we give it a B+ on the weather grade. Cloudy and warm and a bit breezy today. The wind's picking up out of the south, anywhere from about 10 to 20 miles per hour. I think they will stay up as we head through the next couple of days. 68 the high temperature for today. Well, the temperature at 7 o'clock this morning. Noontime 73, 78 as we head towards 3 o'clock, and that is nearing record territory as we head towards the latter half of today. Where do we go from here, though? We've got a check of your 7-day forecast and the cold front moving into the region coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Patrick. Jackson police need your help finding several people involved in break-ins across the city.
Most recent happened earlier this month at a store on Robinson Road. Officers say the burglar in that case stole multiple cell phones. They're also trying to find a man who stole from a church on Shan Street, that is, back in December. Police say he took a television from the house of worship. And they're looking for the person who broke into Mississippi Wholesale on Ellis Avenue in December. That burglar took cash, a gun, and tobacco products. Finally, we have pictures of 2 more people wanted for burglary in Jackson. Police say Patricia Brown is accused of targeting the More Than Flowers store on Tacoma Drive. William Hanna is also on the run for breaking into a business on East River Place. If you have any information on any of these wanted suspects or cases, call Crime Stoppers. A man is recovering after the city's latest shooting. Jackson police say it happened in the 2800 block of Arbor Hill Drive just before 6 last night after an argument. The shooter drove off in a white Ford truck. The victim was then taken to a hospital but is expected to be okay. A Simpson County man says he's grateful to be alive after somebody shot into his home and then set it on fire. The Sheriff's Department says it happened west of Pinola just after 1 Monday afternoon. Homeowner James Pittman was not there at the time. Witnesses reported hearing several shots, then saw the house erupt in flames. Some also said they saw a dark-colored sports car with tinted windows speeding away from the scene. Investigators are still trying to determine a possible motive.
But whoever was, they knew the truck wasn't here, and his truck was here, and they probably thought he was in the house. This is the second time it happened. About 3 weeks ago, somebody came to and just shot up the house, and we called the police.
Investigators collected evidence from the scene, including shell casings, which will be sent to the state crime lab. The state fire marshal's office is also helping with the investigation.
Richland police arrest 3 people on drug-related charges during a traffic stop. 39-year-old James Black of Florence and 36-year-old Harley Sistrunk of Byram are charged with possession of a controlled substance. In a second stop, 36-year-old Christopher Barrett of Pearl was also pulled over for a traffic violation and arrested on misdemeanor warrants. Barrett is charged with felony possession of a controlled substance with intent to distribute. A federal judge says he will not dismiss a lawsuit that says one state Senate district doesn't give African-American candidates a chance to win. U.S. District Judge Carlton Reeves denied 2 requests from state attorneys. The lawsuit was filed in July by 3 black people, including one who lost to Senator Buck Clark in 2015. They want to redraw District 22, saying it is 51% black but lacks real electoral opportunity for African Americans. The district stretches from the Delta down to Madison County. We are now taking a live look from our nation's capital this morning, the morning after President Trump's State of the Union address.
The speech mixed a bipartisan message with familiar rhetoric ranging from border security to the Russia investigation. Tracy Potts has the latest from Capitol Hill.
We must reject the politics of revenge, resistance, and retribution.
President Trump's call for Democrats and Republicans to work together brings mixed reaction.
It was good to hear him say that we need to come together.
I saw, a president who read a speech but doesn't have any, I think, deeds to match up with the words.
The president took credit for the growing economy he inherited and called illegal immigration an urgent national crisis with a simple solution.
Simply put, walls work and walls save lives. I will get it built.
That drew a sharp Democratic response from Georgia's Stacey Abrams. Discord over the wall could force another government shutdown next week.
The shutdown was a stunt engineered by the President of the United States.
The president pitched ideas Democrats and Republicans can agree on: infrastructure, cheaper prescriptions, children's cancer research. And without naming it, he took a swipe at the Russia investigation.
If there is going to be peace and legislation, there cannot be war and investigation.
But this brought thunderous applause from Democrats.
We have more women in the workforce than ever before.
Female lawmakers in white opposing a president calling for unity. The president also talked foreign policy, pulling out of nuclear deals and what he called endless wars, and he announced the date for his second summit with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. It's later this month. Tracy Potts, NBC News, Washington.
Mississippi lawmakers issued statements after the president's address. Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith said in part, quote, President Trump set out a message, an optimistic message that challenges us to embrace unity and work together to keep our economy strong and solve the problems facing our country. She went on to say she's ready to work with the president to protect the state's interests. She also said she was pleased that the president and first lady invited Vicksburg native Roy James to hear the address in person. New Congressman Michael Guest echoed the president's call for bipartisanship, saying in part, quote, President Trump called for all Americans to put aside our differences and to come together by focusing on those interests we have in common. He also said he supports the president's emphasis on protecting communities by fighting drugs coming into the U.S., and he reaffirmed his support for border security. Guest said he hopes the president's address will remind all Americans that our shared interests are stronger than our differences. And Congressman Stephen Palazzo says if the president delivered a bipartisan message, he said in part, quote, when we work together, we unlock America's extraordinary potential. It's time for both parties to set partisan and personality politics aside and work together to put America first. Palazzo also mentioned other issues like the president's desire to end illegal immigration by securing the border, the war on drugs, and health care.
Right now, parts of Madison are still under a boil water notice. City officials issued the notice for homes and businesses east of Highway 51. Now, this is only for city residents and does not include Bear Creek water customers. The notice comes after workers reported low pressure during regular maintenance. If you are in the affected area, you should boil your water for at least 1 minute before consuming it. The city will send out an update at 10 o'clock this morning. Happening today, crews are set to demolish a historic hospital in Vicksburg. The city of Vicksburg will spend nearly $300,000 of its own money to tear it down. That's in addition to the nearly $500,000 in grants from the state. City officials have been trying to get it cleaned up for more than a decade after owners abandoned it. The hospital will be demolished at 10 o'clock this morning. And more than half of the tickets for the St. Jude Dream Home giveaway are already sold. So if you want one, you better act fast if you want a chance to win that $500,000 home in Rankin County. Each ticket is $100 and you can buy as many as you like until we run out. Only 10,000 will be sold this year. You can get one by calling 1-800-371-6789 or go online to dreamhome.org. The winner will be chosen in April. And as we celebrate Black History Month, you'll learn more about Mississippi's Black history. I'm kicking off my Women in Civil Rights series tonight, focusing on female trailblazers here in Mississippi. Tonight, you can catch my exclusive interview with civil rights activist Flauncey Brown Wright. She was known as Flauncey Goodloe back then. In the 60s, she fought to change the future for Black voters in Mississippi, winning the election in 1968 to become the election commissioner in Madison County. That historic victory made her the first Black woman in Mississippi to be elected to a position since Reconstruction.
Back in the day, there were no schools that would educate Black children, particularly if they were descendants of slaves. And my grandfather's dad was a slave, so he could have no education. So every time I pull that lever, I take my pen and scratch in somebody's name, I'm doing it for them because they couldn't do it.
You can hear more from Wright about why she got involved in the civil rights movement and the experience she encountered along the way. That is tonight at 10 o'clock. All this month, WLBT is on your side as we celebrate Black History Month.
Here's a look at some of the events coming up right here in Jackson.
With educational, family-friendly, and fun events all month long. Every Tuesday through Saturday, experience the Spirits of the Passage exhibit, the story of the transatlantic slave trade. February 7th, head to the And Gallery for a celebration of Black History Month film series. Every Thursday at New Hope Baptist Church, join Back in the Day, a celebration of Black history. February 8th, head to the Amari Obadell Center for Community Production African American Artists. February 21st, head to the Museum After Hours with pop-up exhibit featuring art, music, and a rap poetry group. February 21st, head to the And Gallery for the Black History Month film series, What Happened, Miss Simone? And to wrap up the Black History Month film series at And Gallery, head to Chasing Train on February 28th. For more details on these events and more happening for Black History Month, head to MississippiWeekend.com.
You can download the Mississippi Weekend app as well to see what's happening during Black History Month. 5:12 now, and it is 66 degrees in Jackson. Another unseasonably mild morning, Patrick.
Yes, starting off feeling much more like a mid-May morning across central Mississippi than where we are starting off here in the month of February. As you look at First Alert Radar, for the most part, it's dry. We do have a couple little spritz and sprinkles that are now just kind of cropping up into eastern portions of Copiah County and in portions of Simpson County this morning. Could we have a few more showers, and how warm does it get today? We've got that in your 7-day forecast coming up.